Actually, it was meant for the babies of slaves. If you look at it, it was a month after the Civil War ended that it went through. That's because it was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for rich people from China. They came over in Gulf Streams. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So I know they got it wrong.
The president is talking about birthright citizenship, and he wants a do-over, a redo.
The commander-in-chief demanding an immediate rehearing from the Supreme Court, writing on Truth Social, quote, "This miscarriage of justice will destroy America if they don't change their absolutely insane decision."
It's a long shot, but according to Supreme Court rules, the losing party has 25 days to file a petition for a rehearing after a ruling has been handed down, which would need a majority of justices to agree.
Joining us to discuss, the big weekend show co-host and Outkick host, Tomi Lahren. Tomi, great to see you as always. I think it's a tall order to get the Supreme Court to rehear this, Tomi, to change its decision. But is that a necessary step as part of whatever comes next to try to address the egregious problem of all this birthright tourism?
Yeah, well, President Trump is very serious about this, just like he's very serious about enforcing our border. He's very serious about deportations, and he's very serious about election integrity. So you can add this to the list. These things are all very important to President Trump because they're very important to his voters. So I think that he's right to say, okay, we'll try this again. Is it a long shot? Yeah, it probably is. But he's just putting an emphasis on how important this is. And he's also drawing attention to the egregious exploitation. I mean, we've been talking all over the network and, of course, on Fox Business as well about those billboards that are essentially or allegedly advertising birth tourism. And I know that the company came out or the organization came out and said that that wasn't the intention. Okay, but it's obvious that people are exploiting the generosity and the goodwill of the American people, and it has to end. I would also say this. It is an incredible drain on not only our culture, but on our economy. You know, you've got one half of this that is, of course, the birth tourism, where you've got the Chinese communists coming over, and that's a national security risk. That's one bucket here. But you have another bucket of people that are coming into this country and they want to have a baby here as an anchor baby to increase their chances of chain migration. And they also know that an anchor baby born in this country will open the door for entitlements for that entire family. The Center for Immigration Studies estimates that roughly 60% of non-citizen households are able to receive some kind of benefits through their American-born children. So this is a big problem, and the president is absolutely right to draw attention to it.
And staying on immigration, we've officially hit the one-year mark of President Trump's and his administration's mass detention policy, which has been challenged more than 15,000 times in federal court, including with nearly 500 different judges. Tomi, they do not want the left and these judges and the people filing these cases do not want the laws of our land enforced.
Yeah, you're right about that, Dagan. I think it's pretty obvious here. And we're always going to run into those obstacles, right? And there's, not a whole lot that we can do about it. There's been discussion about impeaching judges. Again, that's probably a long shot as well. But I will say, as a Republican Party, as a conservative movement, the thing that we can do is actually do what the American people sent our United States senators into office to do. And I talked to you about election integrity, and that also is a part of this, right? I personally believe that Democrats would completely reverse their whole narrative on illegal immigration and abolish ICE if they couldn't use it to their advantage on the census and they didn't see it as a potential for future voters. I think that would completely change the way they looked at their precious illegal immigrants. So all of these things are connected, but it's incumbent upon the people we send to Washington, D.C. President Trump is doing everything he can, but also our United States senators. Let's go for election integrity. Let's do what we can. Let's make sure that we're making laws and passing laws that are going to keep our elections secure and keep our country secure, because we know how quickly things can spiral out of control when the wrong people are in office. We got the right people in. They just need to, I don't know, Dagan, do something.
The thread through all this is you got to make laws. You can't always rely on the judicial branch. You got to make laws. Republicans, just on some of the big ones, are not getting it done, Tomi. And you pointed to the Senate. Do you think we got the wrong leadership in the Senate?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that. And, you know, Leader Thune is from my home state of South Dakota, right? So I'm very familiar with Leader Thune. I think he's a great guy. But does he have the intestinal fortitude to be as cutthroat as Democrats? No, I don't think so. He says over and over again he doesn't have the votes, even on the Republican side. Well, you're the leader, so it's your job to help whip those votes. And if not, you need to call out those that are standing in the way. So, yes, I do think we have a failure of leadership. I think Leader Thune needs to step up, and the House has done what they can do. It's time for the Senate to wake up and to do something.
I'm still waiting, though, for the House to defund the sanctuary cities, to really defund it. They carry the power of the purse. I was waiting for it during President Trump's first term, and they didn't do it. And then we got Biden and the open border. Tomi Lahren, thank you so much.